Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our college football Saturday preview here with some great games in the area. In the United States, week zero, folks. As we got some Nebraska and Illinois playing each other, but we got Stephen Tsai who covers the Hawaii fighting. Are you guys fighting rainbows now or warrior
No,
rainbows?
they're back to Rainbow Warriors. It just goes back and forth. Sometimes they're Warriors, sometimes they're Rainbow Warriors, sometimes they're I don't know what they are. Both.
I just love the helmets back when I was a kid. The white helmet with the land, with the Hawaii.
Yeah. In fact,
I think that was pretty cool when I was a kid.
they're breaking out new helmets for this game. They're going to be wearing, I think it's the white or green helmets, but have the Hawaiian Islands on it. And they'll also have number 15 in honor of Colt Brennan, a former UH quarterback who passed away this past summer. So it's kind of to honor him. He's a great guy. He had some problems, but he's a great guy.
Yeah, he set a lot of NCAA records for touchdowns and
yards and things like that.
But did he go on to the NFL? I think he played with the Redskins, right?
Yeah, he was with the Redskins for a while.
Okay,
a little bit.
I can't remember.
All over the place. Yeah.
Well, talk about this big game coming up on tomorrow against UCLA. In the Rose Bowl, and are they going to have people there in the stadium for the first time? And is the Warriors going to get used to people around?
Yeah, it's in fact it's kind of an unusual situation for Hawaii because Hawaii used to play games for 45 years at a low stadium. There's some structural safety issues with it, so they won't be able to play there this year, and then they're going to eventually tear down Low Stadium and then build a new stadium. But in the meantime, Hawaii's going to its on-campus stadium. They have to retrofit it, and that's only going to be 9,000 seats, and they were kind of getting ready for that. But because of the spike in cases in Hawaii, they decided for the first couple of weeks there won't be any fans allowed for Hawaii games in Hawaii. So it's become an unusual thing where Hawaii won't be able to play in front of fans at home, but they'll be playing in front of 50, 60,000 people at the Rose Bowl tomorrow.
That's going to be cool. Yeah, and the game's at 3:30 Eastern time, my time. Early start for you guys out there in the Pacific.
It'll be 9:30 in Hawaii.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, early. Yeah, I actually went out to Hawaii one time, and it was pretty cool. Baseball in the morning for breakfast.
Yeah, it is. It's great. And NFL Sundays are great too because the game starts at 7, and by 1 o'clock everybody's out at the beach already.
Yeah, you're all done, and you're like, "See you later, y'all. We're done." Yeah, but So just talk about the coach, Graham, going from Arizona State to you guys.
Right.
It's kind of interesting that he's there in Hawaii. This is his second year, right?
Yeah, it's his second year. He's after he was parted ways at Arizona State. He was for a couple of years. He was. I think the first year he was kind of just going around the country, sort of taking a sabbatical. Then he started actively looking for another job, coaching job, a couple of 2 years ago, and then finally he decided he got the head coaching job that Nick Rolovich gave up, and Rolovich went to Washington State. So it's a little bit of different type of coaching styles. Nick Rolovich was fond of bringing to media days. He would bring Elvis impersonators and Britney Spears impersonators, and he had a fortune teller, I think, his final year. But Graham is pretty much straightforward. Graham will just bring Graham, and he'll just really talk football. He's a Texan who just loves football, so it's kind of a little different deal from Rolovich, who was sort of a West Coast bohemian type.
Yeah. Well, these two coaches they're familiar with each other. Mm-hmm. One coach won out of Oregon, one was at Arizona State. So this is like a rematch?
Yeah. So it'll be kind of an interesting game for them. And I think UCLA's Chip Kelly really needs to win this one. I think he's 0-6 since in non-conference games since he's been at UCLA as a head coach. So he really needs this one. And Hawaii's playing 7 of the 13 games on the road, so they need to get off to a good start if they want to have a winning season.
Yeah, well, it's good for you guys because I was looking at stats today. This is like the 4th or 5 years that you guys open on a true road game. Nobody does that. Everybody plays like a power, somebody in the subdivision. Like Florida State plays like, Louisiana Monroe or something like that. You guys play somebody who is in the Power 5 or somebody similar to that.
Right, and it was kind of interesting a few years ago. It was 2016, where Nick Rolovich's first year, where they opened in Australia. So they actually played a future game because that was played tomorrow, and then the week after that they went to Michigan. So that team was just so beat up and tired by the time they got to
Oh my
Ann
God.
Arbor. And that was I mean, you're going, 11 hours to Australia, and then you come back home and it's 11, like 9, 10 hours to go to Michigan. So
Oh,
yeah. So and
yeah.
they always say in Hawaii, for when teams play Hawaii at Hawaii, the toughest game isn't the game in Hawaii; it's the game the week afterward, and because you get the jet lag and everything, and you're just trying to adjust the clock, and yeah, it's hard when you're going from several time zones to play
Yeah, I agree
the
with
week
you.
after. Hmm.
I totally agree with you. When I went out there to you guys, I was like, okay, it's weird. It's like I'm not used to the being up at 6 o'clock in the evening. It's like after midnight, or
Hmm.
and then go to sleep. And then when I flew back home from Aloha to Honolulu to Baltimore, I had to stop in Chicago and then go back to Baltimore. I had no idea where I was, what time zones, or somebody said, "What time is it?" I'm like, Hawaii team time, or you want this time, because I have your body is so not used to it yet. It takes 2 or 3 days.
Right, but the good thing is if you're going to go to
I think we lost him.
that's a great place.
Okay, repeat that again, because I guess the internet thing.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just saying that if you have to make a trip and to stop over, O'Hare Airport in Chicago is the best place. I mean,
Right.
Home Alone got it right. That's a great place.
Yeah. So, what is your goals for to watch this team this year? What do you want to see from you guys? Watching this Hawaii team throughout the whole year.
I kind of want to see how they play with the new up tempo pace. I think they're trying to do that last year. That's Todd Graham's offensive scheme. He wants to go fast. I believe when he was at Tulsa, they had a snap every 16 seconds. So I think he wants to really pick up the pace. They couldn't do it last year because spring training was canceled and they had a delayed training camp. So this year they finally have full training. So they're really trying to pick it up and trying to get going. I want to see how that works, and it's kind of cool to see the linemen who used to be gasping all the time, just playing at a regular pace, now trying to go fast. And this team is in shape. I'm not sure how they'll do tomorrow, but they should be in shape though, at least for the fourth quarter, because they've been doing a lot of running for the past year.
Right. Is it what's the protocols for tomorrow for COVID-19 stuff? Because California had a spike and everybody else had spikes. You guys have a spike going on.
Right. I think it's just mass, but and I think the media. I'm not sure what the media rule is, but we're all vaccinated.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Me
it's one
too.
of the things in the yeah. So I think in fact a lot of us I think are almost getting ready for our boosters because we've been vaccinated so long. So
Yeah, I got mine 4 months ago, so I'm like, I'm all vaccinated and all that stuff, and my girlfriend's like, "Do we get a booster when it comes out?" I'm like, I don't know, maybe,
yeah.
but hey, I want to do it because my girlfriend has a bad immune system, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure she's okay, and I know people have. This is a different topic for a different day, but it's whatever people wants to do. That's why I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, well, and that was the problem with Nick Rolovich, the former head coach, who made waves in Washington State, where he decided not to get the vaccine, and now they're telling him, well, if you don't get the vaccine, you don't have a job, and so I think he's going to abide by the protocols.
Yeah. When you've been applying for different media passes, because I did some stuff here on the East Coast, like Pittsburgh, got to send your card. Everybody has different, protocols. Have you seen different schools with different protocols when you call them up for, hey, I'm coming to cover that game?
Not well not for this one I haven't, but well, it's a little bit different because I think it's because UCLA is such a big school and they have such large number of media members that
Right.
they're going to be asking people. I think you don't get an actual parking pass. They'll send you a code, and the thing with UCLA, it's such a huge school and everything. Everyone has a different job. So the guy
Mm-hmm.
who might be sending your the UCLA's release, will also be a different guy will do the parking, and
Right.
I think a different guy sent us the depth chart. Everything was coming in different places, and it's good. Everyone's getting employed, but it's a little bit confusing, and it seems like there seems to be a no touch policy, so it's hard to get actual hold papers and stuff, and that's a little tough. When you work for a newspaper and you're not
Yeah.
touching paper.
Yeah. Well, I love Zoom. Zoom works.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to do, and
Well, Zoom's great because people think I'm taller than I am, and then you go and you meet
hey,
people in person. Mhm.
but the one thing I enjoyed about Zoom last year, the NFL gave you the opportunity to cover the Super Bowl, and I didn't have to go anywhere.
That's great.
I'm like, yeah. First I thought it was a joke because I thought somebody sent me a joke. I'm like, whatever. And I'm like reading it and going, that is true. So I was like, hey, I made Antonio Brown cry. I asked him a question. He just wanted the tears. I'm like, okay, big man. Like calm down. Yeah. So, well, I hope you have a great time tomorrow with the game, and I hope you stay healthy, and and hope everybody's healthy. This is going to be a tough 2 months, the first 2 months of football, and hopefully we'll get everything underway, and everybody should be playing, and we don't have anybody canceling.
Great, and thanks for reaching out, and it's a pleasure talking to you. Take care.
No problem. I'll talk to you down the road.
Stay healthy.
I will. Thanks, man. See you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right, that's Steven Tsai from the Honolulu Star Advertiser, and thanks for joining us here on the College Football Saturday. And real quick, folks, if you want to make your plans for the coming weekend, this coming Wednesday night, we'll be live at 7 o'clock previewing Clemson and Georgia, and Bama and Miami, and other big games as well. You can find us on TikTok right there at the bottom. On the bottom, scrolling down there on the bottom line, and also you can watch us on YouTube on Herbert FM Sports Radio. Thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you Wednesday night here on the Chris Heidel Sports Talk, and this is College Football Saturday.